and today we're celebrating a local South African inventor, Richard van Us. Now, we tried to get hold of him a little bit earlier, and we do have him. Richard's story is an inspiring one because he lost 4 fingers in a woodworking accident in 2011. But instead of giving up on life, he built himself a working set of fingers. And of course, since then, he's helped countless people with his Robohand invention.
When I cut my fingers off, it was on a Saturday afternoon, and I'd gone to the hospital. From there, I had actually decided, when I was in the emergency room, that I'm going to make a set of fingers for myself. I originally asked a lot of people for some help, and I sort of was turned down before you could even open up a discussion with people by saying it's impossible. And the more people told me it's impossible, the more I decided that it is possible.
So Richard worked to achieve the impossible, starting with rudimentary designs that eventually became more advanced. He finally had a working prototype. And once he had helped himself, he suddenly found others who needed help too, like Liam Dippenaar.
To see him the first time grasp something and have it in his right hand, it was amazing.
Liam was finally able to do the things that he had never before been able to do. Things that all of us, on a day-to-day basis, take for granted. With Liam satisfied, Richard suddenly found himself inundated with calls for help. And next was Waldo Muller.
It actually brought some tears to my eyes to know that he'll be able to function like normal other kids with 2 hands, be able to play ball. It was really amazing, and to see the joy in his eyes also, it made me really happy.
It's fun to have, awesome, and I can do almost everything with it.
Richard has now taken things one step further by making the files available online, so anyone who needs can make their own Robohand. But how do the kids feel about them?
I am actually quite excited about having a Robohand. When we're going to play cricket, we're going to be able to catch the ball with that right hand now.
Getting the chance to shake your father's hand, like Dylan did with his new Robohand, is something he'll never forget. And it's all thanks to Richard, Robohand, and MakerBot.
I can pick up stuff.
I couldn't imagine what it would be like if I had it.
I can throw a ball. My friends think it's awesome. I like my Robohand.
That is such an inspirational story, and it really is incredible to see some of the work that Richard has done and how much he's given back to those less fortunate. Now, Richard's most recent person in need was Flippie Engelbrecht, who tragically fell into a fire, and because of the intense burns that he suffered, he had both of his hands amputated. Richard has just recently helped Flippie fit some Robohands of his own, and I must say I'm so honored to be able to chat to him. He comes to us live via Skype this morning. Good morning, Richard. How are you?
Good morning, I'm well, thank you.
That's good. So good to have you on Expresso this morning. Richard, my first question to you is, how did you come to hear of Flippie Engelbrecht's condition?
They contacted us through the Freedom Trust, contacted us through Facebook page and asked for help, and I said yes.
Well, you had an amazing story of how you helped yourself back in 2011, and now you've gone to help Flippie, but his situation was a little bit more different because he lost both of his hands. Did that make it a little bit more difficult for you?
No, what made it difficult is that Flippie doesn't have eyesight.
Wow.
And that was one of the challenges, but luckily he's got sight memory. So he's getting on pretty well, and I think his determination has surprised us all, actually.
Yeah. Now, that is such an amazing story to not have eyesight and to not have had your hands as well, and you went on to help him. What are some of the most inspirational things or stories that have come from the people that you've helped that have personally touched your heart?
I think that each one has its own little thing that grabs you. Nothing specific from, that it would stand out other than the fact that the risk and the reward is the one outweighs the other one. It's incredible what you can do just by adding some fingers to someone.
Well, Richard, I must say you are such an inspiration and a hero to many as well. And we want to thank you for the work that you continue to do in people's lives, because I think what you do will definitely echo into eternity as well. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Wow, that is so wonderful, and he's so humble as well. Richard Van Us joining us here on Expresso. I think the future of mobility lies in the hands of inventors like Richard, who work tirelessly to make the kind of gadgets that make other people's lives so much easier. So thank you so much to him for joining us today. It is time for us to head over to the kitchen for something yummy.